Okay, so welcome to day one of my free 4-day challenge. Today I'm going to give you a brief summary of what we do in stage one of our transformation program. That is how we add at least 10 kilograms of muscle in 100 days to our clients' bodies, whilst also helping them to foster a new positive mindset, to start to really understand themselves, to begin to grasp why they are the way they are and why they do the things they do, and ultimately for them to develop an unshakable self confidence. The changes really can be life changing. At BML Coaching, we always keep things as effective but as simple as possible. Simple is effective. Don't fall into the common trap that more is better. In many cases, it just isn't. It simply leads to confusion and to a lack of clarity, and as a result, to a lack of focus too. Particularly in the first 4 to 6 weeks of the program, we are extremely aware of the possibility to overload a client with information, resulting in a breakdown of their understanding, a breakdown of their clarity, and a breakdown of their certainty. So we make sure that we do not info overload, and will never give you loads of information just so we look like we're providing you with a comprehensive service. We are purely about transformation, not information. At BML Coaching, we have a totally unique online transformation process, completely different from anything else you may have tried before. This process is referred to as Total Body and Mind Optimisation Training, T.B.M.O.T, and comprises 4 stages. Stage 1 is assessments and goal setting. We need to identify where you are physically and emotionally before we can determine where you want to go and how we are going to help you to get there, to ensure that you start from a place of knowledge and of certainty and of clarity. Think about it. Without having this initial stage, it's like asking for directions to place A, but when you're asked, where are you travelling from, you say you don't know. How can anyone give you directions if they don't know where you are to start with? Without the initial assessment, when you are further down the road of transformation and behaviour change in the programme, we won't be able to assess what your progress has been. Doing an assessment sounds simple and straightforward, and that's because it is simple and straightforward, but it's completely necessary, and it's amazing how many programs don't include this. How will we know if you are doing well or if you are falling short in some areas if we don't include this? If we don't take the time to record what your starting position is, then we won't know if you're actually moving in the right direction and at the right speed. The assessment will highlight areas, both physical and emotional, where you are stronger, but perhaps more importantly, areas that you need to work on as you feel a lot less confident about these things. And this is where goal setting comes in. Goal setting techniques are used by top level athletes, successful business people, and high achievers in all fields of life. Now, I know having a body like Arnold Schwarzenegger did back in the day is probably right on the limit of what is possible for a guy like you or me, but one thing that Arnie and me do have in common is our shared belief in the importance of having goals to work towards. He says, and I quote, "The most important thing is that you have a vision, that you have a goal, because without a goal and without that vision, you're drifting around and you're never going to end up anywhere." People don't become successful just by accident. So, goals give you long-term vision and short-term motivation. They focus your acquisition of knowledge and help you to organise your time and your resources so that you can make the very most of your life. We will help you to set the relevant and required goals for you as an individual so that you grow both in terms of your body and your mind. You've probably heard all the stuff written about goal setting, that only 3% of people in reality do it, but they achieve more between themselves than the other 97% of the population put together. Well, I don't know about that stat specifically, but I do know that without setting yourself targets, the chances of just drifting along without any real purpose are very high. I know this as I am a prime example of what happens when you don't have goals and don't think about what you really want to do with your life. It wasn't until I finally made the decision to set some real objectives and devise some strategies to reach them that my life actually changed for the better. For the previous 15, or if I'm being honest, more like 20 years, basically my adult life, I was a classic case of a drifter. After university, I bumbled along, taking jobs that I had no passion for, but purely and simply as they helped me pay the bills. I had numerous occupations, none of which inspired or motivated me or contributed to making me feel happy. In fact, they dragged me down until when I was working as a computer programmer, a job that I absolutely despised, I had a minor breakdown. And I absolutely now believe that this all stemmed from me not setting myself some goals after completing university and having some idea about the direction I wanted to take my life, but rather just stumbling into any employment that I was offered. During these years, I was extremely unhappy and unfulfilled, just existing, not truly living. And unless you set yourself some goals, then unfortunately you are in danger of simply drifting through your life with no real purpose too. Never achieving your potential or making the most of your abilities. Think about it. If you don't set some goals today, then 6 months, a year, 5 years down the line, you'll look back and realise that you're in more or less the exact same position then as you are today. So your body still won't be in the shape that you want it to. Your arms will still be twigs, bony and frail. Your legs will continue being really spindly, and you'll continually be embarrassed to wear shorts. You'll have extremely narrow shoulders and get the "I've seen broader beans" joke thrown at you every now and then, and probably a pathetic pigeon chest. Then the one place you do have a bit of extra fat, your pot belly, truly finishes off this very undesirable look. You know it's not a good look, as you certainly don't have a flood of girls waiting for you to give them your number. Put it this way, when you're invited to your cousin's wedding with the U+1 invitation, again, as per normal, you're not going to be confident enough because of how you look and how you feel about yourself to ask anyone to accompany you. So, like always, you'll be attending on your own. Believe me, I know how that feels. Wouldn't you like that to change? I know that eventually I got so pissed off with the situation that I did. And you can too. If you just have the courage to set some goals that are true to yourself, that actually resonate with you on a deeper level, so you have real drive and determination to reach them, and you follow through with conviction, think about what your body would look like in 6 months or a year. Think about how you would feel. Think about where your life might be. No more embarrassing moments in the summer, wearing shorts or t-shirts and worrying about people looking at you. No more doubting yourself. No more chickening out of making initial contact with the person you have fancied for months. Those behaviours can truly be a thing of the past if you commit to change. Set some goals that really mean something to you, and you can be a whole different person in 112 days. And you not only will look better, but you'll feel a huge deal better too from the inside, partly due to the fact that you've met the objectives that were set out at the start of the programme. And if you get to that stage, you should quite rightly feel extremely proud of yourself. But you will also have a new, durable and flourishing self-confidence that has developed through the programme as you learn to shape the way you think about yourself. So if the foundations are in place, as they are after this stage, the assessments and goal setting, the chances of success are massively increased. And if your progress starts to slip, we're perfectly positioned to identify the area of concern and address it immediately, setting you back on the right path. The pathway to your success. So to wrap up, stage 1 sets in stone the foundations needed in order to move forward from a place of certainty to a place of certainty. No confusion. You will know where you are and why you are there, and you will also have set numerous short-term goals with the strategies required to achieve each and every one. At BML Coaching, we don't leave things to chance like some other training programs. We absolutely do the necessary preparation in order to put you in the best possible position to reach all of the objectives that you set out. You know the saying, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Right, before I sign off, until tomorrow, I'd like to invite you to click on the link which will take you to a very, very simple assessment. Part of the challenge, this will hopefully get you to start thinking about whether you could improve things in your life today by modifying your approach, and it will also give me a bit more data about you and your behaviours, and I'd be truly interested to see more about them. I thank you in advance for your cooperation and look forward to talking with you again tomorrow. Peace.